Alright, real quick, time for Sawking Devlog number 4, which this is a really funny thing. I finished Sawking last January. It is February of 2026, and this game has been finished for like a full year at this point. Let me check. January 29th is when I uploaded the final build of Sawking. So the game's been finished for over a year now, and I forgot to do a devlog saying that it was finished when I finished it. And I realized that I didn't do a devlog for the final part of the game. I realized that pretty quickly, but then the window to do it kind of passed, you know? Because a month later I realized that I never did it. And then 2 months later, still haven't done it. It'd be weird to do one without something to, some reason, there's more content after, because, the game had been out for a while by the time I realized. So, technically speaking, an update for the game has went live today, so no better opportunity than now. It's just general polishing and bug fix stuff. It's nothing big. I might add more content to this game in the future. I've been toying around with the idea of Sawking 2 for a little bit, but my main priorities right now are going to be finishing FTW and Takeover. Those are my two main priorities right now. Sawking, as much as I would like to add more stuff to it, is, it's not my main thing right now. But let's go ahead and show what has changed. So firstly, the player movement speed has increased by about 16%, give or take, and the player's dash, the speed of the dash move, has also increased by about 20%. I believe that the previous time I showed off the dash, it did not grant you invincibility frames. Now it does, kind of. We'll talk about how that works for a second. It grants you invincibility frames for projectiles, but not for contact damage. That is how it works. She doesn't explain this. Well, it kind of says it right here, but, but the main thing that I didn't show off in the previous devlogs was the final boss, which is here and finished now. So Sawking starts off with only one attack, that being the bullet spray, which if you get hit by that attack, it's very likely to hit you twice, which will, of course, you only have 3 health, so it's a big deal, but if you dash into it, at that time it hit 3 times. He creates 4 bullets, but depending on how your invincibility frames after getting hit, depending on how you get hit, it can hit once, it can hit 4 times, but you don't have 4 health. But if you time your dash correctly, you can eat all of the projectiles. This does not work for his other attacks. Once he hits a certain health threshold, he will throw out 2 saws, which bounce around and do not disappear. Once he hits another threshold, that center saw starts spinning and will start chasing the player. It will not damage the player until it starts moving. Again, and once he reaches another health threshold, he will throw out 2 more of the bouncing saw blades. So, yeah. It's one of those bosses. I'm going to go ahead and die so I can do a better run of the fight. That was just me explaining how it works. But he's one of those bosses that gets significantly harder the longer it goes on. Because at the start, you just have to worry about dodging the bullets, which is one of the easiest attacks to dodge in the whole game. But towards the end of the fight, you have to worry about dodging the center saw, the 4 bouncing saw blades, and the bullet attack whenever he launches it. So the fight gets hectic relatively quickly, so you're going to want to build up your combo meter at the bottom left to make that last section of the fight as short as possible. And once you get to a certain, once his health is down, the center saw grows giant and covers the whole screen, and you're transported to the saw realm where you have to fight the saw soul. Now you do get your health back during this part, but if you die to the Saw Soul, you will have to refight the Sawking. This is the easiest fight in the game, though. Once it hits it has no attacks at the start, and once it hits a certain health threshold, it will create those saw blades there. And then once it hits another health threshold, the mouth starts chasing you. It'll go to where you currently are, and then when it loops back around the screen, it'll, choose your new location and start chasing you there. It's a very easy fight, all things considered, and once you beat it, the lore tab opens up. There you go. There's no lore tab for the Soul itself, because it's the same fight as the Sawking, which, but it is, the Soul is the easiest boss in the game, and the Sawking is the hardest. Now I do plan on adding the ability to refight the bosses by clicking their images in the lore page, but as of now, that is the game. Ooh. But yeah, the next thing I plan on doing is an update for Takeover, because that's been a long time coming, haven't done one in a very long time. But yeah, I might also do a Android port of Sawking, we'll see. Right now it's Windows only. But yeah, that is, the Sawking chapter is finally over, I guess. Ooh.